All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to get started here in just a minute. I just need to finish up something on another screen. Good time to read the disclaimer. Not financial advice. Nothing new there. We'll be getting started here in just a sec. Alright. And you can already count down. Today has been such a crazy day. Oh my god, I don't even know where to start. Wow. Okay, last night my son got really sick, and I think it's the fish we ate last night or for dinner, and he was throwing up everywhere for like 2 hours. You should have seen his bed. It was a mess. And then my partner got sick as well, and yeah, you can't tell, but I got bags under my bags. Last night was pretty crazy. So I'm going to take it extra careful today. It is Friday after all. No need to unnecessarily push it. And I've been taking care of both of them all day today, but I was like, listen, I want to get on the stream. Plus I got one call afterwards. So I was able to find some time for that. Now, actually, if you guys want to get on a call with me, I might as well quickly mention it. And let me quickly exit out of some extra softwares here. I got too much stuff going on at once. Sometimes that happens. Let me save this. And let's just go to Trade Journal really fast. Go to Dashboard. And all right, nice. Now what I was trying to show you is you can actually get on a call with me. I have one of these calls right after this stream, and all accounts on Trade Journal right now are getting one free credit. We could review anything you want. Talk about your Trade Journal setup. We could talk about your trading. We can talk about really anything. God, it could even be personal. But the last few calls I've had this week, a lot of them were about their trading journey, where they're currently at, where I think they could maybe improve or make some adjustments. If you don't know me yet, I've been trading since 2013, on and off, and then the last 5 years full-time, I would say professionally. Last year, I did take a bit of a sabbatical with the birth of my first child, so last year was, there was many months I wasn't trading, but overall, if the market was hot, I would be jumping in. So I love getting in contact with you guys. Trading sometimes is a very isolating sport. It feels like a sport. Endeavor. And I had a call earlier this week. We chatted for like an hour, and yeah, it's one of the most fulfilling things I've done in trading actually was starting my funds, because I've been able to work with other people, get on calls, and make differences in other people's lives as well by helping them with their finances. And it's been actually a really, really nice part of trading and investing for me, to work with other people. So take your free credit. Let's hop on a call. Let's talk a little bit, get to know each other, see what your biggest things are that you are working on and what I can help with. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that up quickly. Now let's get to the calendar and see what's going on. So today, or this week in general, still a very chill week. Today is the 6th, and that means it's Friday. Got to be a little bit extra careful on Fridays. Futures, you could see the SPY, NASDAQ, Russell, everything's a bit up today. Let's just go to the 15-minute. You can see very healthy trends after we had that crazy sell-off. Currencies. They don't have Bitcoin on this one. I keep thinking they do, but they don't. I'll always find myself scrolling down on that. Maybe one day I'll learn. Silver, you know, even silver is bouncing a little bit. I want to talk about actually this analysis earlier. It's a bit older, but their new one, I couldn't find it, but I know their new one has similar charts I want to talk about. Economic calendar, nothing too crazy today. Michigan consumer sentiment, not so important. The jolts, guys, yesterday was a big reason the market was tanking. It was not pretty. A lot of job cuts. And look at this. Forecast is 7.2 million openings, and the actual was 6.5. Huge miss, right? Kind of reminds me a lot of what the earnings we're seeing. Not necessarily that the misses are big, but huge moves on the earnings, even if they're good. It's a little bit crazy, I got to admit. And really fast, let's see here. Zero Blue says, good morning. Good morning, Zero Blue. Right back at you. Oh my God. Oh wait, never mind. On YouTube, I can see my stream as well. Sometimes I check it to make sure everything looks good. And there was still the disclaimer screen. And I was like, oh no, I forgot to unpause it. But actually, the YouTube video was just paused in the beginning. So it wasn't showing the latest. So all good there. Let's keep pushing through. And let's see, top news here. Anything that we should definitely talk about? Well, we'll dive into this a little bit more. What I actually want to keep an eye on is the Bitcoin chart. Huge move off the lows right there, 11%. In my personal accounts, we nailed this trade. In our IBKR account, which we were sharing yesterday, we did not nail it. We missed it by a few cents. My limit order on that one, it was on Coinbase. We'll talk about that as well in a second here. Fbtc, one of my favorite ETFs. IBIT is also a good ETF for Bitcoin. Beautiful rally off the lows. And let me just quickly go to Coin. So pre-market at 154, it was down to 141. So let's go to the 5-minute. You can see this was the trade we did yesterday. Nice market open panic. And we sold into the rally on the break of the 180. No, it was this is the 20 SMA. I added some SMAs. We got the 20, the 50, and the 200. They get thicker and thicker and thicker. So that's how you know which one's which. It's a little hard to tell because of this green area down here. But there's the 20, there's the 50, and there is the 200, 20, 50, and 200. So right now we are trending higher. A pretty solid first leg. I'm looking for a morning panic. I would love to see another entry. Anyway, this limit order, you guys will laugh. It was somewhere in this area. It was like 141.20 or something like that. Super brutal. And then here we got shaken out. Small size. So what I should have, could have, would have done, like I did in my personal accounts, or I should say my retirement account on my Roth IRA with Schwab, so ThinkOrSwim, is I did the exact same thing. I just bought, but I didn't, get shaken out. Here I figured, okay, I'll just buy more with my full size as we go lower. So crazy how two different concepts on trading, very simple, right? Same strategy in terms of same thesis of a trade, but different execution. One made, 7-8%. The other one was basically break even all yesterday. Made some here, lost some here, lost some here. Just because I sized in too aggressively, too quickly, and I wasn't able to manage my position well. So at least I can share it with you guys. I think that's always one of the nicer parts of YouTube and streaming and sharing your trades, is that you can always talk about your mistakes and your lessons with other people. All right, so we got another 48 minutes here, and then unfortunately we got to wrap it up. a bit earlier today, I guess you can say. But let's check out. So the top gainers right here, and typically I use my ThinkorSwim scanner, but this stream is only streaming to one of my monitors, and I don't like to move things around too much, but this ultimately shows the exact same thing. Actually, this one's even nicer. This one shows more. That's why I'm not too concerned about switching things around. But this one shows the float really nice. We have FLYE. Let's just take a quick look at this ticker, full chart. Let's go to 5 minute. So yikes, this one is pretty ugly. Big pop there, pretty low volume. Not something I really like, but you know, the fact that it has this low float is typically what we're looking for. I really don't like any of the top gainers today, so I don't think I'm going to trade them unless we see like something crazy awesome happening in terms of like a new ticker with great catalyst and good price action. But I always like to just check this because sometimes I see some large caps on it that are in our maybe watch list, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see. I remember Coin was on here when that was one of our biggest holdings, and that was when they got listed on the SEC. That was beautiful. That was very, very nice. Let's also go through our watch list a little bit here. On the daily, man, it has just been absolutely crazy, the sell-off we've been seeing across the board. ACH finding support. This one could be an interesting play. Look at this. I mean, just across the board, we're seeing insane breakdowns. A lot of them are happening on earnings. And what I find so crazy, oh, look at this Adobe sell-off. Huge sell-off, and then a retest of this descending wedge. Kind of crazy there. ALB, another ticker we've been following for a long time. We like this support zone down here. I would love to accumulate this one back on the 50 SMA. That is this one. So somewhere in this zone, we're going to be looking for some accumulation. Although it is bumping up a little bit to pre-market. Look at that. Found some support. Yeah, huge extended hour sell-off. We didn't get our target on it, but I don't think there's a huge rush. Axos financials have just been doing so good. Boeing, we are long on Boeing, so not a bad situation. Actually, you know what? Let me do it on my other account so we could see a little bit more here. 4 hour. Why on Boeing? Oh, that's because we just sold Boeing this morning. There you can see it. We sold Boeing. Now, I'm actually pretty optimistic on Boeing at this point. Let's go to a weekly. We have been stuck in this range for a long time. Look at that sell-off, 80%, and then a 200% bounce from the lows. Absolutely crazy. I mean, just look at that. And now we're bouncing higher again. I wanted to lock in some profits on this one. We had a pretty solid trade. We bought this pullback here, a little 3% win. I do think we might have a little bit of a fake move down to the downside, get out some more weak hands. There's just tons of resistance here in this area, so I don't want to, you know, get too greedy. And that's why I'm being a little bit more careful. Let's keep going. Baba, another ticker I did exactly the same thing on. We were accumulating Baba on this extended pullback. I don't know why my orders don't show. Again, I'm still testing out this new platform, or not new, trading view and integrated with your broker. I'm testing it out. So far, I'm on the fence because in theory, it's really nice because I have many different brokers and then I have everything on one spot. In practice, the execution has been shit. It's slow with the broker. I mean, if you're investing, it's fine. If you're swing trading, it's fine. If you're day trading, if you're doing what we were doing on this channel for streaming for like roughly 3 years, like don't even consider it. Okay, that's all I have to rant about that for now. Anyway, we were buying in this, like, again, why are my orders not showing up? Anyway, we were buying in this area, and we sold on this bounce. So BABA was not bad at all. We sold a little bit too soon. We sold right here. So I think our average was something in the, I don't know, somewhere between 150 and 151. Ran up, took our 12% profit. Now we're right back again. This is a ticker that I do actually want to get back in on, but it's had such a strong run off the lows. And in this market where everything is just dumping right away, even on good earnings or something, I'm a little bit cautious, right? I would rather see this sell off a little bit more again than tie up capital like we did with PayPal. So let's see what happens. I'm going to be watching this 50 SMA. Maybe we're going to break down a little bit further. We're going to have a retest. And then if this consolidates here, so let's add a note. Looking for breakdown retest. If it, can I put an enter in here? Oh yeah, if it consolidates bullish, else it might sell off back to 120. So I guess you can see that I'm a coder at heart. If, then, else. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for here. Otherwise, I mean, we might want to do an entry somewhere in this area and look for that retest. So that would be a bit of a trade. And then we're going to be looking for that accumulation at some point. There it goes. Wow, that was really slow. Okay. Finally, a beautiful ticker here. Look at that. We're on Baxter. Had the big sell-off. We started accumulating as a floor. Almost around the bottom was forming right in this area. And now we're up on this one, 8%. Basically filling in the gap. I would like to see this keep going, though. I think there's tons of good upside on it. Looking for this 100 or 200 SMA and this general just resistance area on this ticker, which let's go to the weekly to see it a little bit better. You can see that big time resistance right in here. And then there's another one probably somewhere in this area. So let's go ahead and mark that. And let's go back to the daily. And yeah, that would be a bit higher, but let's see how high we can go. I think for now there's going to be tons of resistance. I'll make a trend line right around here. So that's where we're looking to probably take some profits. Let's go to the scanner again. We have no real top gainers that are looking interesting. So sad for news there. And let me update to coin, Fbtc, BTC. All right. Let's go to let's keep going. BKKT, guys. Institutional way to provider for crypto solutions. Now, look at this trend line. Absolutely beautiful. We are finding some huge support on it. Sorry, I'm clicking too many buttons right now. I don't love the fact that this one is, bouncing off of here and it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. This will probably break this trend line, and when it does, you don't want to be part of it. But still, there's been so many good bounce opportunities. Let's go to Fbtc really quickly and check it out pre-market. And actually, let's go to a 15-minute. So this one's going to have definitely a gap up. Let's go to IBIT. Yeah, that's what we're going to be seeing probably on FBTC. Let's go to Actually, wait, it's already here. Bit mine BMNR. Oh, okay, that was the next one anyway. Also having a huge bounce, 13% on BMNR. Not bad at all, but not a ticker that I trade too much. So yeah, crypto looking like some good opportunities. CCI, they do radio towers, really nice financials. We're buying in this consolidation here, and if you go to the weekly, just big time support near these low levels. A little bit like what we were seeing on PayPal, but so far really struggling. Came out with earnings that were actually not bad at all, and also fell off a cliff. So we've been seeing that across the board. Very small size. On this one, we started accumulating. We're probably halfway towards accumulation, so we'll probably be buying a little bit more on CCI. Clove, I'm not touching this ticker, but I do acknowledge the fact that it was a bit of a meme stock, and right now it needs some time to consolidate. And if we get a bigger sell-off on this one, I know there's just a tremendous amount of support in these areas. So this is definitely a buy zone somewhere in here for me, but it's nothing yet. Coin, this is the one we want to jump in. Maybe there's going to be a morning panic. We'll see. We got 7 minutes. CPS, Cooper Standard. We sold our position on this one. I think once you sell your position, the entry and exits no longer appear. Maybe there's a way to change that. Nope. There's nothing here that says anything about that. Okay, so love the fact that this one sold off a bunch, 90%. Now it's finding support, consolidating, good earnings, but already had a pretty strong 200% move. So Cooper Standard, I am trying to be a little bit more conservative right now on. I honestly would rather miss a move than get another 20% flush, because that's just the market we're in. So I'm looking for maybe a pullback towards here. Maybe it'll make a longer rounded bottom, and I would even probably consider sell. So we'd go for the rounded bottom, maybe a pop up, and then I would look for that continuation. So I might make a trade out of this one before it becomes an investment. We like to do that because oftentimes there's a lot of chop, especially when markets are this fearful and this volatile. You'll get these 10-20% moves in both directions before the trend starts, and you can start riding a ticker. That's how we avoid a lot of value traps. Okay, so CRK, Comstock, another solid ticker. That was stuck in a channel. Now it's breaking down. It's not a play for us yet, although we do like the general zone. It had a 200% move consolidating. I mean, this could easily just come down, so it's not something that we want to jump in on just yet. CRM, this is a ticker just because it's, for me, it's kind of like ARK Invest in terms of it's an indicator for the SaaS industry and how SaaS is handling AI. And actually, Salesforce is one of the better ones because they have a lot of their own internal AI solutions. But huge resistance. Now it's selling off, finding support again. We'll see what kind of bounces we get on it. 5% move there is not bad. But again, I think we might get even more sell-off here. I noticed I didn't have an alert on this one. Let's go ahead and mark this area and then keep going. CRISPR, this was a really sad story. Sad story. Yeah, this is a sad life. So Yeah, I don't even really want to talk about it. I feel like a broken record when I talk about CRISPR. I thought we were going to get a head and shoulders and maybe come into roughly this area. We didn't even do that. We built a big position here. It ran up. We were up 10%. And I was looking for that, 1-2 day pullback and a continuation, and it just flushed on us. Luckily, we sold almost everything when we broke this channel right here, but thank God, because that would have been brutal. So you never want to hold your positions and get greedy and get, what's the word for it? Oh yeah, hopium, where hopium is your only strategy. You got to cut those losses. Now, CRSP could be a great long-term hold as well. It's a little tough because it's a biotech, and there's no real, DCA analysis you can do on it. It's pure like hope that maybe it will find some revenue. So for us on this one, we're not going to be really buying it anymore unless there's a really good trade. And I think that trade would probably be somewhere in this zone down here. So I'm going to make a mark of that. 15. Let's go to a weekly again. Yeah, much nicer. Big time support here. Annual support zones. I think that's really all you got on a ticker like this, and actually that's why they tend to trade super nicely. I mean, look at this. In 1 quarter you make 100%, right? That's super nice. Quarter and a half. Actually even less if you just go for these 2 weeks or 3 weeks right here, take your profits, avoid the 3 months of consolidation. But right now it's got that head and shoulders pattern. I think we could come down again, find support, and then maybe it'll just have a 20% bounce. So there's opportunity, but yeah, is what it is. Crisp, we took half of our profits off the table here. We're still holding the other half. I'm looking for a move higher on Diageo. Nah, not sure. I think we'll get it. We just got to be patient. Disney. Wow, guys, there's so many tickers, but let's get ready for the market open. Top gainers still not very exciting. 10 seconds here. I'm going to be looking for maybe a coin sell-off. Good luck, guys. If we can get a coin morning panic, I think things would get pretty exciting. So we stopped at Disney, and then let's see if we can do some more analysis after just watching. Yeah, look at that coin sell-off. This was a beautiful trade in our Roth IRA, and it was a very unbeautiful trade in our interactive brokers. DEO crossing, yes. Let's go ahead and edit some of these alerts. Let's delete this one. Delete this one. Look at that. Actually, it had a bit of a morning panic, but instantly found support. So this actually might just keep ripping, but I don't feel like getting involved in it unless we have a really good price. It's too risky. It could flip at this point to the downside. I do think we could see a move to like 160 though. So $5 a share, like right in this area, 160. I think we could easily hit that before we have a sell-off. But again, I'm just going to be a little, taking the back seat a bit. Remember, guys, if you want to get on a free call with me, we could chat about anything. 20 minutes. They've been going a little bit longer. I used to do mentoring for many years, actually, and monthly calls, and it would cost roughly this same amount. And right now, you can just get it for free, and we'll just hop on a call. And all you have to do is create an account on TradeJournal.co. And you get 1 credit, and you could redeem it anytime you want. Very, very simple. Just wanted to mention that again. Let's keep going though, guys. We're doing good. Disney, woo, back at it again. Look, found huge support there. Very, very nice. I actually love the fact that this is kind of forming a first stare. It looks really good. I think, Disney with that new CEO from the entertainment division, so parks and stuff, which absolutely slayed it, could be really, really good news. Very healthy company. I mean, this company just makes so much money. I just don't want to buy anything high in a range right now. Buying high range is just like, we're just not in the economy for that. We're not in the general market. It's too bearish of a market. If this was like, beginning or like mid bull market, I would have bought this pretty aggressively. And then I would look for a move over to like 140 or so. Maybe it's going to happen. Maybe I'm being way too pessimistic, but man, it's been a bloodbath out there on just basically everything. Good news is bad news, and bad news is extra bad news. Bitcoin's still trending higher here, looking really, really good. Let's go, Diageo. You can do it. I believe in you. I used to go to Equinox when I lived in New York City. It feels like a lifetime ago. Etsy, let's go. 15% move, nice bounce. Unfortunately, this is the mistake I've been making too much in this market we're in, where I'm actually buying beautiful support levels. However, we're in such a bearish market right now where just flushes are next level. So I bought technically in a bull market or even just like a mixed market, you'd have great support here, trending higher. We bought this breakout and was looking for a move higher and just continuation, but the flushes are just insane. Let's see what happens to Etsy. Yeah, so unfortunately we just we had a hold through all of this. We were down 13%, and now we're heading back higher. Look how close we were to our exit, actually. Yeah, so you just got to be more conservative in this market. Ford, a company I've been looking for, one of those flushes for a long time. 60% off the lows. I'm a big fan of Ford. I just, again, for all the reasons I explained before, I don't really see an entry at the moment, because before you know it, this ticker is just going to have a 10% pullback, and that's where you could do your entry, that 10% pullback. But right now, it's just not looking good for an entry. Let's go ahead and add alert. Yeah, there's that move on Fbtc, 12%, not bad, looking really nice. General Mills, beautiful move, but again, I wouldn't look for major continuation here. I would look probably for a range to start forming for at least a little bit. Maybe it's going to go a little bit higher, but if this ticker starts ranging and then eventually takes higher, gotta watch out. GameStop. Ever since Michael Burry kind of bought the lows on this one in this range, it started moving off its lows. What is the... Oh, wait, not news. Financials on this ticker. That's what I would like to know. So the market cap is 11 billion. Feels very high. Just from a gut feeling. I haven't done my due diligence on this company in forever. I mean, they're making an insane amount of revenue. You can't lie about that. The revenue is solid. Okay, so my gut feeling was off. PE ratio is pretty high though, 30. It's lower than the average. Right now the average is 40 in the SPY. So, I mean, you got that going for it. Debt, 5 billion, pretty high. No, wait, hold on. What? So they have very high quarterly debt right now. I wonder why. We just had an alert go off. Let's quickly see. Oh, you know what? That was a different platform. That was my ThinkorSwim. Analyze. Scan, market watch, alerts. We just had a alert triggered. Status, triggered, coin. Why was my coin alert triggered? That's weird. Beautiful move on X-Ray, Densewhy Sorona. Now this ticker was a classic move, right? Big sell-off, consolidation starts, and actually we used to have on a different screen the channel that it's breaking out of, so maybe we should quickly draw it here. So we had a very aggressive and very long channel. And then we started breaking out of that channel. Let's just make it here for now. This is always a good sign. When you see a breakout of one of these channels, I must have drew this on my ThinkorSwim. It found support, started crawling here. The financials look really good. And we started accumulating all in this support zone. Decent size. We missed this entry right here. Look at that. We had a limit order, I think, right below this alert. Oh, that's depressing. That would have been really nice, but oh well, it is what it is. Trending higher. We got huge resistance coming up, the 200 SMA. That's definitely going to be a tough one. Maybe we're going to break it. So I would like to see a break of this. I think that'd be fantastic. And then look for former support and resistance zones, probably somewhere in this area, which is like a 4% move from here. And then probably a re-entry, although I do believe this is also a really good investment based on the financials. So just, you know, huge sell-off, 84%. But when the thing is, when you have one of these tickers that just sold off 80%, they don't just, you know, go right back. They typically have a nice move, pull back, consolidate, and then they rip, right? And if you just hold this one, you're stuck holding it for a year. The only time I've actually seen that not happen, or one of the a few times with Meta, but this was, you know, COVID related, and it was just very unusual. Just a freaking insane 77% sell off, and then it just rips 700% from there. But a very different situation, right? Very different situation. Plus, Zuckerberg was very quick to fix the situation as well, firing a lot of people. Look at that, DEO back at it again. Let's go ahead and delete this one. Let's delete this one. We are looking for move higher. And look at that aggressive pullback. I mean, just insane, but pretty small size now. We had a much bigger size. We already sold half. Yep. Let's take a quick little mini detour and go to Poly Market and see what are some trending things. Seahawks pay. U.S. strikes Iran. People think by June 30th there will be a strike. I could probably see that. Bitcoin, this is always a dumb one. Can we just remove this one? I could care less what happens in 15 minutes. Fed decision in March. Most gold medals, people are thinking Norway, then United States, then Germany. Norway by 61%. Elon Musk, number of tweets. A lot of these are just ridiculous. Here we go. Will Jesus return before 2027? There's a 4% chance. It's higher than I would have guessed. Ooh, look at this. Presidential election winner 2028. People are favor JD Vance at this point. Guys, this blows my mind. Gavin Newsom. Why Gavin Newsom? I think Gavin Newsom will basically seal the deal that the Democrats will not get elected. We can make a whole video about this. People hate Gavin Newsom. Like, any moderate does not like Gavin Newsom. So I think by default you will lose the moderate voters because he's just so corrupt. He's just done so much bad stuff. Just look at California falling apart. So, and he is the epitome of that Democratic Party that people don't like. So I think if the Democrats just chose some reasonable candidate, they would probably win. Republican nominee, JD Vance, 50% chance roughly, yeah. All right. Oh, 1 second, being called. Okay, everything is working again, looking good. Insider trading. I was checking this yesterday night. I didn't see anything too interesting. Let's keep going through the list and just keep an eye on stuff. So we made it all the way to, we were past Etsy, past Ford, past GME, GNRC, I think, Generac Holdings. Still trending up. I'm really nervous about this earnings. Even if it's good, I think it might flush. This ticker is just notorious for putting in fat daddy flushes. So it's in this consolidation phase. I don't know. I want to be careful. If it starts breaking to new highs, I would love to ride the trend, but I don't want to get on the trend too soon. So, yeah. It's definitely too soon for me right now. Google. Super nice ticker. Very expensive in my opinion, but who knows? It could keep going. I don't want to bet against it. Definitely wouldn't short it, but I wouldn't be long in this area either. Yeah, GXO, I think we did a good job on this one, taking our profits. Again, there's the buy, but where, or there's the sell, but the buy doesn't show up. I don't understand why not. They have their earnings coming out on the 10th. I think that's Monday. No, that's Tuesday. Got to be careful. This was actually a pretty quick trade. I think we bought it on this move, and then we held it forever in this consolidation. I was about to rip my eyes out. Anyway, I think there's big time support on this one going to be coming up. I would look for a bigger pullback. So something around something around this area, around that 200 SMA. Let's see if we can just kind of blast through some of these. Hood had the classic sell-off that we saw across the board with crypto, because Hood is a bit of a crypto indicator, because it's a brokerage that you can buy and sell crypto, so it sold off as well. It was also just super extended. Let's see what else we got. Intel was one of our best trades. Really, really nice. I don't know if we're going to come down to this area. I don't even know if what's the point of having this green here, but yeah, generally this, if we had an entry in this area, that's something I would even consider using a little bit of leverage for. Not a lot, but a very small amount. Just, huge support there. We rode all this up, and then we sold in the 50s. We missed this 8% spike, then it pulled back, and at least we were able to free up capital. Heinz Craft, this company somehow is so poorly managed, but huge double bottom, and it's already had 11% move off the lows. Not bad at all. Also breaking out here. Let's see what happens with earnings. I would like to eventually get on board with this company, but I'm too skeptical with earnings right now. Lemonade, company that we absolutely blundered. We are accumulating Lemonade in late 2024 in this area, and we got shaken out here. Lemonade will always remind me of why you don't want to get shaken out, and sometimes why you don't want to, look at stocks too long. I always try to limit my stock exposure to like an hour or two a day. Otherwise, I start doing really dumb things like getting shaken out of LMND and forgetting why I'm in it to begin with. So, trade is behind us. That trade is gone. Loom Technologies, huge bounce off of this support zone. Absolutely insane bounce off that support zone. Yeah, Meta struggling a bit. Microsoft. A lot of people are getting very excited about Microsoft. Kind of reminds me of QXO, just in chart pattern wise. Obviously on a whole different time frame. Yeah, let's go back to Microsoft. If there's a bigger sell-off on crypto, guys, like coin, I'll probably be long around 150. I'll let you know in the Discord. If you want to find the Discord, just go to tradejournal.co, create your account. It's free, and then you will see the Discord community link. Yeah, but oh wait, back to Microsoft. We're already MicroStrategy. So weekly, yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Microsoft. Big 200 SMA support coming in there. Strategy, MicroStrategy, guys. Whew, this is rough. Very rough. NOV. National Oil. Varco. Having some issues here. A little bit of consolidation. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bigger dip. Earnings came in. Bit of a surprise, but a very strong company financially right now. I would like to see a bigger dip on this one just because the general market. Nvidia somehow holding on to its highs, very impressive. Also found some support. This company, we luckily took our profits. So we were buying this one. Again, I don't know why it doesn't show. It was right in the beginning of 2026. I think it was the January 5th. I think it was January 5th. Anyway, it was somewhere in this area we bought it. And then we rode this whole thing. And then I said, you know what? It's just too risky of a ticker. I want to just sell at the high of this channel. We sold almost at the perfect spot. And it's been a disaster ever since. And look at this support. Just boom, right through it. So there you have it. You just got to know the market you're in. And luckily this time we made the right call. Strong ticker financially, moving off the lows after just an insane sell-off. I think you can't really go wrong with this ticker at the moment. It is trending higher and it is strong. There is an earnings coming up, so we're going to keep a close eye on this one. And if there is a sell-off, we're going to be buying somewhere in this area. Open is finding massive support. I do feel like, you know, there's too much profit taking on this one, so I would like to see a bigger sell-off before it becomes a trade. Oatly, Pfizer, this is a ticker that we are looking for an entry. I'm not sure when, where, if we're going to get one in this zone. But it's been a ticker we've been talking about for a very, very long time, but somehow we haven't got our entry on yet. We love that dividend in this kind of environment. PayPal, our most depressing holding, unfortunately. Nothing's changed there in terms of our analysis. This is another ticker, Pizza Papa John's, that's ranging. I like this one a lot. I think there's tons of upside. Might see this more support zone come in first, but for now, looking for maybe a retest. Calcom, big support. Very tempted to trade this one in this range, but actually what I would prefer to do is look for a bigger sell-off and then trade the retest. So very simply put, if we can get a move down here and then trade the retest, and then maybe it'll continue selling off. Wow, so many tickers, guys. There is way too much to talk about. Rocket companies, man. We missed the entry. Little bit depressing. Yeah, I was not quick enough. Big time support, and I snoozed on that. Okay, I got another 5 minutes here, and then I got to run. SoFi, also finding really, really big support, bouncing. Stanley Black & Decker. Look at that. We flunked this one as well. I feel like I'm saying that a lot right now. Well, there's just too many tickers, and we're quite deployed right now, so I have to free up a lot of capital. That's actually our biggest issue right now, is overall deployment. But yeah, this was such a nice setup. We missed it. Stanley Black & Decker. They do have earnings coming on. I think this will be a pretty healthy rally. We might have to look for a more aggressive entry, something like in this area. So yeah, let's see if we can get it. Unfortunately, we missed that initial pullback. Beautiful move on AT&T when it found that big time support. That's always what we like to look for. Tesla, let's keep going. A little bit too expensive for us. UPS, another ticker we've been following for quite some time. Vans, similar situation. They're just, yeah, had a really nice bounce there. Oh, man. Verizon, just like telecom. You know, a lot of these tickers that are just dividend players are just flying right now. X-Ray, continuing that move. Let's just quickly go through the rest. Wow, look at Zillow really fast. The Zillow might be a really good buy soon. Big time support. Palantir. Hewlett-Packard getting very top heavy here. I'd be careful with this one. Xerox basically dead. Walmart hitting new highs. Across the board, pretty interesting tickers, great opportunities. You just got to be patient, and you got to stick to your thesis when you enter a trade. That's what it's all about. Bitcoin still making the higher move. I would be careful here. Could be a bigger sell-off at any time, but right now we are, you know, living the bounce, and the bounce is strong. So great, fantastic trade on coin in my private accounts or in my IRA. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on all of our portfolios. Wow. And it is weekend. I wonder if we're going to keep trending higher into Friday. What's going to happen? Maybe we're going to have a Monday sell-off. We're going to just have a strong Friday end. We'll just play it by ear. Again, any sort of trades I do, you guys will see in the Discord. And yeah, I think that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. See you guys. Not on Monday. I will be actually traveling Monday. We're going to be back in Florida. So unfortunately, no stream Monday. But I'll be back at it on Tuesday. Remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just entertainment and me sharing my ideas and thoughts. It's all about learning together and hunting some takers together. Ciao for now.